SEC Network analyst Roman Harper is presented each week by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND to double your initial deposit bonus when you use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code NEXTROUND. Harp with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Welcome in, Roman. How are you today?
I'm doing good, fellas. Just heading to the airport. You kind of went out for a second there. Was that Brady Cook doubtful?
Doubtful.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, according to the availability report, both Noel and Cook doubtful.
Okay, I had heard Noel, but I didn't hear about Brady Cook yet. But okay, that's very interesting. That's big news.
Obviously, he was injured during that Auburn game. I had to go to the hospital and come back, which you cannot doubt the kid's toughness, but toughness can only take you so far if you're an injury and can't get out on the field. The line did shoot up, by the way, on that news. It was 13.5 at MyBookie.ag yesterday. It's 16 now. So obviously the bettors think that Brady Cook is not playing in this football game.
Vegas watched Drew Pine this past weekend as well.
Yeah, he was not good.
Hey, Harp, that's the thing. Going back to Knoxville this past weekend, Jalen Milroe had been so good the first 4 or 5 games of the season. And watching him Saturday in Knoxville, 25 of 45, 2 turnovers, last 3 games, 6 turnovers, only averaging 1.5 yards per carry. He looks hurt to me. I don't know what you think. I don't know if it's I don't know. He looks hurt.
I don't know if he looks hurt. I just feel like he's not making the layups. He had a couple throws that were wide open. Well, not a couple that were wide open that he missed. He missed the running back, Justice Haynes, in the flat one time, and that would have been a big game. He missed Ryan Williams on an in cut route that, like, he's kind of made those throws all year. And if you make a couple of these throws, like, the feel of the game is just completely different. He missed Jeremy Bernard on a cover 3 beater, and he had him for a touchdown, and he hesitated. He just got to let it rip, and he didn't. And then next you know, he tries to take a check down and misses it. So it's like, these are the plays, and you don't know what play it is that's going to flip or turn a game. And the first couple of weeks he made those plays, and right now he's not making those plays, and the team is hurting because of it. Look, this has got to be an offensive-driven team, an offensive-led team, and, like, that's what's got to pick it up. And the most confusing thing about this team so far is that the highs and the lows have been really high and really low. And I even said that after the Georgia win. I was like, ooh, it was good, but it was a lot of lows in there too. So this team is a place, they're in a race to improve. And Missouri being beat up is a good opportunity for you to actually play a good game, solid, complete game.
Yeah, Roman Harper's with us. Some people would, you hear fans discuss anything when things aren't going right. Would there be... in the NFL, today's NFL, Roman, there would be no reason for Jalen. This is the most asinine thing I keep hearing fans say. He doesn't want to run anymore because he's trying to show the NFL that he can be a pocket passer. There's no truth to that, right? Being able to run moves you up the draft board nowadays, right?
Now, your last statement is 1,000% correct. And so I almost feel that way a little bit as well. And I haven't talked to Jalen, so I can't really say, like, what it is truthfully or not. But I will say this, that if you ask anybody in the country who's the most dynamic quarterback in the country in college football, I bet you 95% would say Jalen Milroe. And that's because of the ability that he has with his legs. When he hits full speed, he's a different guy than everybody else, and everybody knows it. And that is what puts fear in everybody, is his legs and his ability to hit the home run when he breaks out of the pocket. And so for him, I just want faster decisions. Like, if it's not open, just take off and run. Like, that's usually just as positive as you sitting back there trying to go through your reads for 3.5, 4 seconds and then trying to make a pass. Like, that doesn't go as well as when you get back there, 1, 2, you don't love 3, take off. And so when he's done that, it's been successful. When he's sitting back there trying to do all those things, it is not as successful. And the advice I would give him to really address the first thing that you said that you thought was so asinine from all the fans is that, man, let the NFL teams figure that out. Let them figure that out. The least they know about you, the better chance you are to getting drafted higher. The more they know about you, the more they pick apart your game. So that's why sometimes it's better for a guy like Cardale Jones to leave after only playing 3 games instead of staying and all of a sudden they figure out your whole game and where your weaknesses are at. No, let them figure that out. You want to go out there and just win. It's hard for them to deny winning at the highest level. You've seen quarterbacks less talented. All right, Jalen Hurts got drafted in the 2nd round after what he went to did in Oklahoma. Jalen Milroe's a much better throwing quarterback than Jalen Hurts was. All right, so got to have that understanding. And he's a more dynamic runner with more top-end speed. So these are the things that you kind of got to figure out. But Milroe has not won at the same level that Hurts has won at. And so because of that, that's where we're at. Sorry, my wife was calling me if I went away for a second. She doesn't realize I actually work.
Roman Harper is with us. SEC Network analyst. He is on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Harp joins us each week courtesy of MyBookie.ag. Code next round. When you sign on at MyBookie.ag, you make your initial deposit. They double that with code next round. Free money to play with right away at MyBookie.ag. Code next round. Also on that availability report is the name Keon Sabb, and he is out for an extended period of time for Alabama. What does that do to an already thin Alabama secondary?
We'll see. I wasn't mad at the way the Hubbard kid came in and played last week. So, I don't know if it really hurts us that bad. Honestly, Keon Sabb has had I don't like his eye discipline at all, but I'm not going to blame him because if he's being coached wrong, then that's his fault. That's not really his fault. So, but I like the way the Hubbard kid came in last week and played. At least he was a player that I saw on tape that flew around, that was trying to make a play and trying to hit somebody and was trying to get there in a hurry. So I don't think it's that much of a drop-off, in my opinion, maybe in some coverage things, but they're not asking them to do all those things. So I don't think it's as big of a deal as everybody thinks it is.
So Quinn Ewers, 3 turnovers, was benched for a minute. Arch comes in the game. It didn't matter. Georgia goes on and wins that game by 15. If I asked you, watching both quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers and Jalen Milroe, which one are you more concerned about right now?
Quinn Ewers, because Quinn Ewers has the mental things that I feel like he's working on. Like, he has to get over that part where you can't be mentally worried about the guy behind you. And it's hard because his last name is Manning. And so I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a parking garage. It really got dark on me.
Lights out.
Yeah, it did. It really got dark on me here in the car. So I'm worried more about Quinn Ewers just for that case, because he actually has somebody pushing behind him and trying to take his spot. So that's one thing. And then also Quinn Ewers for the last couple games just all of a sudden hasn't played well. Like we're having to take him out of the game to kind of save him from himself. I don't know how comfortable I feel about that. If I am Texas and I'm trying to win games, but I do know this: if I'm going to win a championship, a national championship, that is, Quinn Ewers has got to be that guy. I don't think Arch Manning is ready for that, and so Quinn Ewers needs to be that guy if they want to achieve and reach the goals that they want to. Right now, they're missing some things. And it's really just Quinn Ewers in between his head. And you got to stop seeing ghosts. If you see it, let it rip. You got no hesitation and understand, like, sometimes you got to cut the rope like Batman did, like Bruce Wayne did in Batman, where, the moment you make it is when you just cut the rope and let it go. There's nothing holding you back. And that's what I feel like Quinn Ewers needs to do.
The Auburn Tigers are playing at Kentucky, and this has been a
struggle bus.
Which one? Who are you talking about?
Both.
Okay.
BOAF. BOAF. Both of them.
I mean,
all right, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay, because I was about to say essentially the same thing. Kentucky has been a wildly erratic team. And Auburn just invents ways to lose games, Harp. And I don't know. I mean, both teams are kind of in search of the same thing in Lexington. They've just got to figure out a way to win a football game.
Yeah, I literally wrote that down in my notes of Auburn. When Peyton Thorne was ran into his own guy and fumbled the ball. I'm like, man, they literally just making ways up to lose now. Like, addiction is real. Winning is an addiction, and so is losing. And so right now, that's what it looks like for this Auburn team is that they are literally making up more and more ways to lose games. And it stinks because I do not know how to fix it or what they should do to get it fixed. But right now, it's a real struggle for them. And they got to figure it out some kind of way because the season is slipping away from them slowly but surely every single day. And they're in a race to improve as well. And I don't think they're going bowling. So at that point, what are we doing? I don't see them going bowling. They're not going to win much more games. So what are we trying to get achieved here? And it's a real struggle for Auburn because I thought their play creativity was really good early in the game. And then all of a sudden it just went sideways. And then they couldn't hold on. And then they find a way to lose it. Let Missouri go down the field 95 yards when Missouri hasn't been good offensively all day.
Big game at College Station this weekend with LSU and Texas A&M. LSU's defense getting better and better. Whit Weeks, where is this guy on your favorite players of 2024?
So crazy thing is I brought him up when Harold Perkins first went out. I talked about him, how Whit Weeks was going to be this guy that was going to step up, that maybe they were better overall with him because you didn't have to assume or worry about what Harold Perkins was doing in each individual play call defensively. And so that's what I'm kind of seeing. But overall, Whit Weeks is my favorite right now, defensive guy, probably in the SEC, because last week, after he got that interception, he tipped it to himself. He pretended like he was cracking a beer, like he was chugging a beer. And I'm like, that's my type of guy. Like, I love headband type guys. Like, headband guys, chug beer type guys, like, these are my people.
He is Roman Harper, SEC Network. Don't miss your plane, man. Safe travels. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, man. I just got in the parking garage. I got some time. I'm fine. But thank you, guys. Appreciate it as always. Mybookie.ag. I'll be on it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Harp with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He mentioned mybookie.ag, where, as I told you, Alabama has jumped up to a 16-point favorite on the news of the availability report there. So that's where you can play Alabama and Missouri, that Auburn-Kentucky game where, as Harp said, both teams struggling. You don't even have to say which team you're talking about there. They are both struggling. They are both absolutely desperate for a win. You can play that game right there at mybookie.ag as well. Code next round, mybookie.ag, code next round, where Auburn is a 2.5-point road dog in Lexington. Code next round, double that initial deposit at mybookie.ag.